Speaking of something, Gavin,
Yep.
we are
Live.
Dude, we're getting so good at this. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because we're not on like a 10 millisecond delay when like we're on virtual, and then I'm like, and then you go
Live. Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually glad we did this the next following day. Yeah. I really do feel bad about yesterday. This is the first time we're doing this. Swear to God.
Yeah. We didn't. Just so you guys are aware, we didn't record like a 33-minute long episode, and then just for it to realize that the file got corrupted. So that's not what happened.
That's not what happened.
Uh-oh.
No, or the file corrupting was Matt's phone dying.
The file was corrupted.
The file was corrupted. The CIA came.
I mean, no, it wasn't. Never happened. Damn it. Stick to the script.
Speaking of corruption.
Oh.
Not really corruption. I don't know. But there were the topics we covered yesterday, which actually was really interesting. I was super into that conversation. I wish I wasn't on like a bit of a time constraint, but
it's rough. It's okay. Well, you're not on one now.
No.
So here we are.
Yeah. So
what are we getting into today? Some current events, some
current
world
events.
news.
This is probably the biggest one. Not the biggest one, but like it is a massive one that has just recently surfaced. With Brittney Griner.
Oh, Brittney Griner, yes.
Not that we had a whole conversation with this yesterday. This was interesting. So I'll pull up all the stuff that we wrote down yesterday.
Yeah, Brittney Griner, by the way, super tall, 6'9", I believe, and still missed 2 uncontested wide open dunks in an empty court for ESPN.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh God. You want to put this right over here, Scenes?
That's fine.
But so Brittney Griner, for those of you who don't know, is a professional women's basketball player for the Phoenix Mercury of the Women's National Basketball Association. So recently, she went to Russia to go do some basketball practicing or a game.
Yeah, well, she went there because she wasn't making enough money or something here, so she ended up going to Russia to play like overseas. And a lot of players do that. Like a lot of players in the non-American, like, you know what I mean, players will like Luka and like a lot of those guys from Europe will come over here, play in the NBA season, and if they don't go to the playoffs or whatever, they'll just fly back home and play in their league, like in Europe.
Oh, okay. So is that what was?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, no, she's from America, but she was just going over there to make more money because she's not being paid enough here, apparently.
Get your bag. I mean, I'm not gonna give you
credit
for that. Yeah.
Well, the WNBA players don't make anything really, but it's not like they're always saying like, oh, it's not fair, it's not equality, whatever. But you got to remember, it's money based off of viewers. Like how, you know what I mean? Like if people aren't spending money on your merchandise or paying to watch you, how are you gonna? You know what I mean?
Well, that was the same conversation I had. I'm not gonna name who it was, but like for example, like this podcast. Yeah, we're getting viewers. We're doing all this stuff. We're having a good time. We have people that are watching us, and especially listening to us. But like, we're not gonna get an exorbitant amount of money from it because people aren't buying merchandise, paying for like all this kind of stuff.
Well, yeah.
And then
I can count on one hand how much money I've made since this podcast started.
Really?
Yeah, like from the podcast.
Yeah.
That many. Big old goose egg.
But yeah, so when she went over there, she had oils like THC or like CBD oils, which in Russia is illegal.
Yes.
So she was detained, and then
you could say contained, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you can say contained. She
was detained and then contained because she was put into a container, meaning a cell, which is designed to contain.
You can't contain this beast. Anyways,
okay.
So anyways, so she was there, and the U.S. had a shit fit, an absolute shit fit. So when that happened, people were like, "We need to get her out," which I do think Americans should be able to come back, like especially for something like that, which in America is this really small violation. Most people wouldn't even like if they were stopped and like an officer found it. I think most officers would be like, "All right, dude, like it's really not the biggest of deals."
Well, yeah, I mean, depending how much you have.
Yeah, but the big controversy now is she is back. What? Am I hitting the table too much?
Well, you're just kind of shaking the whole table.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just.
No, that's fine. Like, show me. And now when she's back, there's the big controversy of this Marine.
Yeah.
That we quote unquote left there in Russia.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to.
Well, the thing you got to remember though is when you're talking about dealing with other countries and like who, like, you know what I'm saying, like who to give, who to take, you know, whatever. You got to remember every American is an American. So people always like to say like Americans is like really like America takes Americans' lives super seriously. Like it doesn't matter. We will not leave one American life over there. Like wherever we are, that came to be false because, you know, the government doesn't really care about us. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, when the story first broke, right, it was that she was being detained in Russia because of THC oils.
Yes.
And then some story I remember reading came out and they were like, oh, maybe she's trying to sell them, or maybe she's trying to like make more money and doing this, that, and a third. Maybe she's just trying to party. Nobody really knew. As it progressed, came out that she was trying to play basketball over there and like really, you know, like continue her sport, make more money, yada yada yada. Then she was being detained, and then they were like Americans, kind of like America wasn't really doing anything about it. They were like, okay. So then we tried, as a, you know, the government tried to extradite her, and Russia said, no, you're not going to extradite her. We're going to give her a trial. Mm-hmm. They gave her a trial, and I don't know if she pled guilty or if she was found. I don't remember. But she was guilty. She got sentenced to 9 years in Russian prison. And then America was like, oh no. Like, you know, what are we going to... So then, like, I thought she was just going to stay there. Like, I thought...
So did I.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing.
I thought that was it. I didn't know, you know, I didn't think America was going to try to pull any strings in regards of, like, trying to get her out. Not saying that she's not important. I just felt like when she was, like, getting me, it was just kind of like, oh, this is a thing now. I'm not going to make it like a NATO thing, you know?
Yeah.
So... yeah, I don't know. But then you know, as the story unfolds, we find out we were trading for her to come back home. And again, very happy she's back home. Not so happy of how bad America got fleeced.
Yes.
In the trade, though.
That was rough.
We got fleeced, you know, as a country worse than the Tennessee Titans did on draft night. You know, trading A.J. Brown. So, you know. Almost as bad as the Saints got fleeced with giving up their draft pick to us.
Yeah.
You know, it's really bad. And when I say us, I do mean the Birds there.
Yeah.
You know, best team in football. Anyway.
Right. I mean, you're not wrong, actually.
I know.
Yeah.
But no. So
nice to say that now, actually.
I know, it's awesome. But yeah. So then it comes as the story comes out, we trade for her to come home, and then we realized that we left a Marine over there, who was also a cop, who was also, like, you know, he was an American citizen, detained over there. And then people wanted to freak out because they're like, well, why would we give up a Marine? Why would we keep a Marine there when we could have? Why did we bring home her when we could have brought a Marine home?
Yeah, that's the big thing. And Micah Parsons. I don't know why I can't pronounce that because I can see his name in my brain on Twitter. He got crap for saying that too, because like that was the big controversy. Was she on record has been like, I hate America, like if I could move out I would, everything like that. And now daddy's got to come to save the day. But the problem is and I guess what we were saying yesterday, we'll play devil's advocate. Like people were saying like he was discharged from the Marines for like bad conduct because in 2008, after being convicted of charges related to larceny, according to the military court records, and then he spent a decade over working corporate security. So with all that, he was discharged dishonorably, but the thing is if you were having someone who, you know, put his life on the line, was willing to do all this kind of stuff. And what was interesting was, according to the U.S., he was detained for oh my gosh, do you know where I'm at?
Yep.
Yeah. Can you say espionage?
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. I was hoping you were going to say the day, but I couldn't.
No.
I couldn't get the word out there.
Superman's taking an off day.
But yeah. So if you're having someone over there with that who genuinely loves this country, and you're having
Okay, well, let's play some devil's advocate.
Okay,
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Okay,
please.
So it's not illegal to say that you hate America as an American.
I would agree.
Right?
Yes.
But espionage is not tolerated, right?
Agreed.
So why would you rather? What would have happened if you were the president? Would you have brought home a discharge? Does it just dishonorably discharge a Marine over a American citizen trying to just make more money because the funds that she's making in America aren't enough, and she just wanted to enjoy herself a little bit?
Not necessarily. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, what would have happened if you if you had the choice? You would have brought her home, or you brought him home?
I would have brought him home.
Would you have you would have brought him home?
I would not. I would not have traded. Honestly, either of them for the merchant of death.
Right. But if that's on the table, if that's what Russia wants, and they say, "Give us back our merchant of death, man, boy, guy, and we'll give you one of these two." Who are you taking?
I still take the Marine.
With the first pick
So I still take
of the
Marine.
2023 international draft.
Paul Whelan or Brittney Griner. I think I would still take the Marine.
Okay, why?
Well, first of all, I think there's a level of respect and understanding, barring what he did.
Oh, okay. Okay. So when you say barring, how far does that bar go? Like how much can you look over into, like, for example, if it would have come out that he beat his wife and kids and then killed somebody, would you? But he was still a Marine.
No,
right?
I wouldn't. That's
what I'm asking. Like, where does that bar end? Like
the bar would end with like actual like violence.
Okay.
Like, larceny's not. I'm not saying larceny's good. I'm saying I think harm to another person or another American, like, or just in general, not even just another American, would be bad. But
just beats the shit out of French people. It's fine.
But my point is barring the larceny, or even including larceny.
Yeah.
It takes a level of, I guess, cojones, ball, or just love for the country, patriotism.
Yeah.
To just even put yourself in a position where you're in the Marines like that, the few, the proud, the.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I would agree, but I also think that you got to look at it like a lot of people also do it to get out of their current family scenario or their current life scenario. So like you got a lot of
It still takes balls to do it.
It does take balls. No, I'm not saying it doesn't. You know,
Yeah.
But my thing is, when you're talking about as like if you were the president, what is the country going to look like if you bring home a dishonorably discharge of a vet, as opposed to just an athlete, so like, and then of course that's just the base level, but then
No,
you gotta
sure,
look
no,
deeper.
I agree with you.
Right,
Yeah.
you gotta look
I see what you're
deeper
saying.
into it, and then you gotta realize he was also a white man and she's not white, and then
So-
it turn into that and be like, oh, you don't
Yes.
want to bring home a white man Marine. But you won't bring home a black woman athlete.
Yeah.
And now and then it
Well,
ties
see-
into the whole.
Yes, exactly. And that was the whole thing that I was seeing on different sides, where people like on the right and the left, like people on the right were like, listen, I see why that was the choice, because if say he chooses, I'm just saying, let's say he chooses Paul Whelan, right? The Marine everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
He comes home.
Yeah.
Now this dishonorably discharge is a big thing. Now, white man, I don't know where he was born, but like whatever, like, and then that's gonna be the story. Why isn't Brittney Griner home? Yeah. My biggest gripe is just it feels like you're still checking off boxes for the woke.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have Brittney Griner, and this is no shots at all.
Okay.
Because I really I'm very socially liberal, but she's gay, she's black, she's a woman.
Okay.
In one of the biggest conversations of disparity among money with women in WNBA.
Yeah.
So she's got 4 boxes checked off.
Yeah.
And now she's detained in Russia.
Yeah.
And America's going wild.
Yeah.
So I think that is more of a response to the woke culture.
So do you think it could have been something where it's like, do you think that like,
I like this. I like the fun deal. Like, you're making me work. I like this. No, this is really good. I actually really enjoy this.
Yeah. So, like, do you think though that when anything were to happen, like if, for example, if a cop or not a cop, but like if I don't know, if it comes out that Brittney Griner gets arrested again, right?
Okay.
Is she going to be arrested because of the crime that she committed, or is she going to be arrested because she's a black woman that doing
crime
something
that she committed?
Right.
I would hope so. If people are fair, it should be the crime she committed, not because of her.
Right. So then, why is this? So then, why is it that you have to think about it like, oh, we're like checking off boxes? Like,
well, no, that's what I feel like it was like. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, why is it that like why can't it just be she's an American, and she needed to come home? We brought her home. Why does it have to be?
I totally understand. But then the same argument could also be used for Paul Whelan.
Yeah.
Why can't we just bring home?
Because he was dishonorably discharged, and apparently she provides more value than he does. Like apparently like like if like he was there and detained, under his own doing, like whatever he was doing there. Right?
Well, he was doing that for the U.S.
Right.
Doing espionage.
Yeah, but
being productive for
but that's
being productive for the U.S. military.
But the number one thing about espionage is if you're known committing espionage, you're really bad at committing espionage. It's kind of like the whole James Bond thing, where it's like, James Bond, your reputation precedes you. Then he's like the worst spy ever. Like everyone knows who he is. He just walks into a room. They're like, "What's your name?" And he goes, "Bond." James Bond. And it's just kind of funny because then it's like, imagine like some like the main villain is like, "Oh, hey,
he's here.
Shoot this guy.
Shut it down.
Shut it down." But like, that's what I don't know. I just
I do see your point. I get that. That makes sense.
Like if we're gonna, like, for example, if we're gonna talk about ending this whole like woke culture, cancel culture, racist bigotry, like all this that's in a steam pile, that's like people call like for example, like a lot of people on the left think that America is a terrible country because it was founded on the roots of racism, built using slaves, and now we're here with white people are more, white people are really racist towards everyone else, and they want to keep everybody else down, and cops are killing black people and Hispanic people, and and it's just like a big a clusterfuck, right? Well, I think the way to stop that is to say, if I shoot you and kill you,
okay,
and then I kill your whole family, the headline should not read. This headline should not read Gavin Soden, white man, kills however many, and then have a picture for me at my prom leg. It should just read Gavin Soden, 24-year-old whatever man, like 24-year-old man goes crazy, right? If that's the other thing too, it's like, it's like when you see in the news all the time, it's like, oh, white man he commits a crime, and it's like him and his family, like a cover shoot, and then it's like a black guy commits a crime, and it's like, or a black guy gets an award, and it's his mugshot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that kind of thing. So I just think that if we're gonna talk about bringing her home, like if we're saying, oh, well, it's Brittney Griner, we should look at it like Brittney Griner, American.
Agreed.
Bring her home.
1,000% agreed. 1,000% agreed. But now I'm interested, like I said yesterday, on how divisive she is towards the U.S. and like how she said she hated this place. I'm now interested to see what's going to happen in the next coming months.
Yeah. With
her social media, with her attitude towards the U.S. And I'm also not going to sit here and say we're perfect.
Well, no.
You know what I'm saying? But my point being is I'm very interested to see what's going to come of everything, because I feel that we're only at.
Yeah.
I feel that maybe the attitude might change a little different, and I'm not going to sit here and say that there aren't problems, right?
Oh yeah.
But I'm interested to see what it's going to be like. Sorry.
Good job.
What it's going to be like. You know what I'm saying?
Like in terms of like how she's going to be
acting, how her fans and her people that she influences feel towards everything. Because obviously, I'm glad she's home safe. Awesome. I really hope everything's going well for you. But I'm interested to see how things are going to be with her attitude towards the U.S.
I mean, I think her PR manager is probably going to tell her to cool her heels a little bit and kind of just vibe out, and just stick to being an athlete. But that's kind of the other thing that I hate, like when I see is like my personal belief is that like if you're an athlete, an actor, or like if you're not somebody that's like contributing to the world and like contributing to the world discussion of like what's happening in the real world, not in the world of celebrities or not politics, but social media, like whatever. Like for example, when you have like it's COVID, right? And you have 25 celebrities getting onto Zoom calls singing a part of a song to try to get you to go get vaccinated, try to unite everybody like we are together in this fight, we're together in this pandemic, and then you realize that they did a 2-second clip of a song sitting in their $200 million mansion, and they're going to go to their Hollywood Hills parties with no masks, no mandates, no nothing, while you're at home working 2 jobs to make ends meet, waiting on this stimulus check to just pay rent that month, so providing for your kids. And you look at that and you're supposed to go, wow, Gal Gadot and Chris Pine and Matthew McConaughey, they really care about me.
Yep.
Like that's the thing is like if I like I follow politics and I follow what's happening in the world, but I don't get on here and I go, you guys have to vote Republican or have to vote Democrat or have to do this or have to. I think you do what you want to do. It's a free country, for now, and But the thing is, I hate when you can't be an actor or an athlete. You know what I mean? And be like, oh, remember guys, go vote Democrat, go vote Republican, go vote. It's You can say as an athlete, well, I'm not telling anybody else what to do, but I personally, I don't think as somebody that with that much sway, you should ever say what side of the aisle you're voting for or what you're doing.
Well, that's the thing with teachers is when I was younger or when I was in school, or high school. I am in school, but like whatever. They wouldn't share because they had a lot of influence over these kids. They were like, I'm not talking about my political affiliation.
Well, it doesn't even matter anymore.
Well, I know anymore, but what I'm saying is, back then, because we used to you'd ask, you were a dumb kid, and they go, I don't really talk about that. Like I'm not supposed to talk about that because that's how it is.
I remember it was weird if they talked about their husband or wife.
Like,
my wife or my husband.
Exactly. There was a student teacher.
Yeah, you're an NPC.
You're an NPC, yes. But that's it, and that same thing should go with that. Like if you want to share your political views, dude, like you have the platforms, go ahead. Like that's still your choice. You are an American, you can make your choices. But my point is watch your influence.
But that's what I mean is that's also the thing with the professors have been doing the past like 7 years is they get on there and they're like, oh well, if you're an idiot if you don't vote Democrat, and it's like I think schools in general. Schools kind of they break down a person's mind. They break you down and compartmentalize you into like the way that you're supposed to act and supposed to be, when school and college and everything is supposed to be a complete opposite. You know what I mean? So I think and that's why you have all these people that like look at all those videos you see on TikTok. How many states are there in the United States? 59, 32. How many stars are on the flag? At least 12. So it's just stupid, and it's like, and they're being
wrong answer with that.
I know, but they're being dead serious, and it's like it's really sad. So I don't know. I don't want to get on a tangent about that, but I just think that like if she were to come back to America and say, "Oh my God, even like this still doesn't change what I believe, and America still sucks," yada yada, then it's like she's gonna just create another divide. Yeah. Because now you're going to have more people that are going to be like, but at the same time, she gets on here and says, oh, America's the best. And then you're going to create a divide and again, because now you're going to be like, well, you just said America sucked 2 minutes ago. So I think it's like, there's a no win for her. There's a no win for that, being in that position. So I think you just got to cool your heels, sit back, play some basketball, let everything die down. Don't say nothing to nobody about nothing. And then
Yeah.
Do your thing. That's what you should do.
That's the best thing to do, and I think more people will respect you for it because, there's and not like, I don't know. And my other thing, the last big gripe, I guess, is you have been overseas. I said this yesterday so many times.
Yeah.
That there's tension, and I know that they tell people this.
Yeah.
I know that there's tension between Russia and the U.S.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? You didn't know that? And this has been said. I've seen this on so many different podcasts, so many different videos on people who do this kind of stuff. They talk political, and there's tension.
Yeah.
And I know you've done this before with the oils and THC, or maybe even weed, but why would you choose to gamble that again going over there when things like this have happened a lot?
Chasing the bag, bro.
I would have been more careful and known that this kind of stunt. Oh, fuck. This kind of stunt could have happened.
Well,
I don't know. I just that is my other thing. It's I feel like
I just think that this is personally, me being honest, I think this is another Kyle Rittenhouse trial kind of event.
What do you think is shading out?
No, I just think that this is taking the headline away from something else.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think it's shadowing out?
I
That's
think.
I couldn't pronunciate my word.
I think it's shadowing out what's happening in China, with all all the protests. I think that people always say Americans are super brave for being able to protest and whatever. You're allowed to. Cops physically, you know what I mean? They're not going to come down the street and start mowing you down because you're protesting. They might do that in China. You know what I mean?
And they can.
Look, this is the new Tiananmen Square. A dude standing against all the tanks.
Mm-hmm.
This is the new version of that. This is the new age version of that because you have, instead of having one guy standing against a corrupted government, you now have thousands of people standing against a corrupted government. As an American, this gives me hope because this is a real wake-up call as to these people are under the government's thumb. Proverbially, literally, you can't do nothing. You can't say anything against the government.
Yeah, you have to be very careful.
Very careful. In America, you could literally stand outside the White House and just flip the president off and be like, "F you," and you can say whatever you want about it, whoever you want, That's what makes America different.
Yep.
You can say, "I hate the president of the United States." You're not going to get shot. But the problem is now, nobody's caring about these people that are really standing up and they're risking their lives or risking their their freedom basically.
Yeah, well, like I said yesterday, when you mentioned that, you mentioned it about a week ago.
Yeah.
And before that, I think, and I know I said this yesterday, I only saw it maybe one or two. I think it was like a picture.
Yeah.
I didn't see any videos. I saw two accounts. I don't know if it was the typical liberal, but there was I know I saw it twice, and that was it. Yeah, and all I saw was the Brittney Griner thing.
Griner, you're talking about, what did Kyrie Irving just say?
Kyrie Irving, yes.
Oh, Kanye West.
Kanye, oh my God.
You know what I mean? It's just funny how it's whenever there's a really, really, really big event in the world going on, or within something that's huge related to the actual people, something else crazy in the celebrity news happens, or something else crazy
it's all like a smokescreen.
Yeah, it's
a real smokescreen. They text Kanye, a lot of shit's going on, bro.
I need you to
start getting racist.
Yeah, you hate the Jews now. And then it's the same thing. Why are we giving so much money to Ukraine when and then all of a sudden what happened to the war in Ukraine? Where's that being covered now? You know what I mean? Where is all this stuff going?
No, it's funny you say that because you said that yesterday.
Yeah,
and then I saw a TikTok last night. Have you guys been hearing about what's going on?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my, Gavin said this. I have been hearing nothing. Because it's all you heard about.
All you heard
saw
about.
the flags.
For
Everyone had the
3 months.
flags.
Yep.
Nothing. Just nothing.
And then it's all, now you have David Letterman giving interviews with the president of Ukraine in a bunker thing. I don't know. I think it's all a sham. There's so many things that are happening at all the same time. They're oh, it's impossible to cover everything. No, it's not. It is not. You're, like, if you're the news, but that's the sad thing about where we are as Americans nowadays, is as an American, you would, like, the general American would rather click on their news channel and see their newscaster playing with dogs, or, oh my God, this celebrity did this.
Because they want entertainment.
They want that dopamine hit. What they don't want to see is tensions between Russia and America arising. Meanwhile, Russia and Ukraine is still doing this. This is still happening. Meanwhile, people in China are protesting their government. Meanwhile, Kim Jong-un just did, and they go down the list, and it's like, what's been going on with England, right?
I don't even know.
We don't keep tabs on England all of a sudden, right? But we know what Harry Styles is up to.
Yeah.
What Taylor Swift is doing.
And that's the thing. It's like you always information is power, or it's knowledge is power.
Yeah.
The thing is they are just they're stroking us like we're like 6-year-old kids.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a cookie? Okay, here's this, because they want you to be out of, like,
they'll give you a crumb.
Yeah, because mom and dad are getting a divorce.
Yeah.
So she gives you a cookie, you go in the other room.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Pretty much.
And it's it sucks because people that, like, don't understand, like, the whole thing, or they're not looking into it, or and that's my fault with the whole, maybe I don't know what's going on in the UK, but be informed and keep people and, like, keep people honest.
Well, yeah, I don't think anybody has to be out there being like, oh my God, we're I know everything about what's happening in politics. You don't have to. You don't have to know everything about everything. Mm-hmm. But as long as you know kind of what's happening and know base level knowledge, and you can be like, oh, you can just stay, like you said, just stay informed.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be very interesting. I'm very, very eager to see what happens.
Me too. I am. I think people are gonna either amp up, calm down, and I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, my friend, I think that's anything you want to
add? That's a wrap.
I'm sitting in the house.
Nope.